Alright, it's the number 207, maybe 8 of my accountability to myself, and I appreciate everyone's attention who watches this. I will go through everything that I want to mention about, probably about some ideas about my day, because I actually noticed a weird pattern in my mind. Sometimes it feels like two different persons struggle to decide what am I supposed to do. Why? Because in the morning, if I'm listening to some kind of book, to some kind of thoughtful people who convey some useful ideas that you can reflect on that actually make sense, I just start thinking differently. I prioritize the things I'm going to do throughout the day differently. But if I return home and I have my breakfast, and while having my breakfast I watch some entertainment content, then after watching that, low-key, I don't care what am I supposed to get done. I think like, oh well, I will do this a little later, I still want to watch this video or something like that. And what it seems to be that the main problem is that I just have a wrong input, which gives me a wrong output, right? Because if I feed my mind with something that is about entertainment, funny stuff, all those things, I cannot keep my aims in my mind, right? But if I'm watching some content about neuroscience, about some brain functions, or about, you know, improving your daily life, some useful habits, and so on. So, some kind of content that actually challenges me and gives me more ideas, then I produce more ideas and I think more about all the stuff, which actually makes me realize that, oh, all right, I have this and this and that, and I need to get this done. And then I need to think what am I supposed to do in a week, in a month, and all this stuff. So what I think is that I should allow myself to have entertainment content, but only in the end of the day as some kind of reward in case I have some free time. So for example, in the morning, it's probably the hardest part when I go to the gym to refuse listening to music. It's so hard, like it's almost impossible. Like it feels like impossible because going to the gym and to music, it just perfect moment for me, just throughout the whole day. It's just the most, the how to say it, the most, the nicest moment, put it in this way. And so what do I want to say basically? The first thing, that it actually makes sense to communicate with people in order to expand your network and in order to understand people more, to in general exchange ideas, all this stuff. Communication is always great and it's always useful. So I should be talking more to other people. So I should be having some kind of rule that I'm talking like per week there must be at least one person who I'm talking to just randomly in the gym or somewhere in another place. Because it seems like it would definitely make sense, because I was watching a video where a guy was explaining about this and it makes sense definitely. And another thing that I heard a month ago, even some more, it's about exploring new things. It would be insane to explore new things every week, because also the video that I watched today, the guy explained that in your 20s you don't need to like build, but you need to explore. You need to understand what actually exists in this world. You need actually to travel, you need to try different kind of stuff, and then you can find something interesting. You can broaden your vision, which is crucial. Of course, I'm not saying that I need to abandon all my goals and start traveling all this stuff, but once a week, at least once per 2 weeks. It would be nice to go just, to another city, maybe to another country, just to see something different, to go in a new cafe, to go in a new restaurant, to go just to attend a new place and to talk to new people. I think there are two advantages of those ideas. First, I'm low-key scared of this stuff, alright? So I don't really like exploring things on my own. If it's like with my friends or with someone, I'm always down. And it's really nice. But on my own, I'm kind of reluctant. And also about talking to people, because I don't really understand why would I talk just to random people. It's also something that I need to overcome and to be able to just try conversations. And I don't think it's hard. I just need to take off my earphones, because normally when I go outside, when I'm walking around, I always listen to music, and it's impossible to start a conversation with someone when you listen to music. Even if you stop it, those earphones, they just mentally doesn't allow you to start a conversation. But if you don't listen to anything, it's way easier. Your words just flow. You can just say one random phrase when you see a person, that person answers you, and you just have a conversation naturally. I saw lots of examples how it's happened when, like, one of my friends who was next to me told something to another person answered, they just started communicating at connection. So it's really nice. Talk to one, ideally it would be nice to talk to one new person per week, to attend one place a week. That would be great. Another thing, yeah, what I mentioned, that your output is complete result of your input. So you need to think what you feed your mind with, what you're reading about, what kind of thoughts you're listening about, what kind of opinions, you're listening about, because it's crucial. It shapes what you are thinking, what you are holding in your mind. That's why in my recent videos I mentioned that I want to return to my notes in my phone more frequently, because I have a lot of different thoughts, I have a lot of different ideas that require some thinking, and ideas that actually make sense. Also, I always want to read more, but I just need to keep this more in my mind. That's why I'm saying that watching this entertainment content, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just wait, I should translate this phrase, because this is the one that I would actually like to be able to say, but and it's not the first time when I want to say this phrase, but I don't remember about it. I forgot this phrase in my native language, bro. Hell nah. My mind is clouded. Probably we could put it in this way, that my mind is clouded, but I don't even remember what I wanted to say. So oh yeah, when you watch this all this entertainment content, yes, it makes like your mind clouded, because you cannot remember about those ideas. Like, you cannot think about different kind of stuff simultaneously. It's just impossible. So it's very important what I feed my mind with, right? And then another thing, well, I don't have another thing actually. Yes, I don't actually have another thing. I could share with what I have per day, since it's self-accountability. So basically, I woke up, it was 7:20, pretty late, but still. I went to the gym, a great workout of my arms. And then I returned home. I had breakfast first. Then I spent nearly 40 minutes, 30 minutes to study logistics. Then I went to university. I had my one class, another class. I returned home. I had my dinner. And then Oh, I've got some new vocabulary that I need to study actually. There, like, I've got it almost 3 weeks ago, all right, but I'm starting studying it only now because previously I've been having too much stuff and I couldn't really keep in my mind that vocabulary that I needed to work on, so I decided just to allocate at least 30 minutes to work with that vocabulary, right? So yeah, I went through a couple of words, like 12 or something, and that was it. Then I tried to work with my summaries again, but low-key it was tough. Like, I analyzed my last summary. It turned out to have a lot of mistakes, obviously, because that was the first time when I was making the summary. And then I wanted to practice again. I found another article, but I don't know, for some reason my brain refused to work, so I didn't really work with that. Hopefully tomorrow in the morning I will go to the gym, I will return, I will have time before the class to work with the summary. Another thing, well, not another thing, then after the summary I was practicing, I was rehearsing a little the presentation that I will be having on Friday. That's it. Basically, by and large, today I did not waste any time because I didn't open Instagram, I didn't scroll. I was literally filling all my time with something useful, which is pretty good. The only downside that I can find, I'm still going to the gym 7 times a week. I always hear from, very successful people that you should go to the gym six times a week because it keeps you disciplined. Well, it does, but the problem is that I'm not going even 6 times, it's 7 times, which is a little too much sometimes. Because all right, it's like rational, it makes sense, all right, but sometimes when I'm overloaded with my assignments and all the things to study, because I've got vocabulary 200 words that I need to learn, I have like one project, not project, but one presentation that I need to rehearse, that I need to present properly on Friday. I will have another presentation next week on Tuesday. I will have my summaries that I need to practice because tomorrow I have mock exam. I have 2 subjects besides, which is logistics and marketing, that I need to study, like the content itself that we're working with. I need to learn French, I want to read a book, I want to study neuroscience, I want to study psychology. There's insanely a lot of things that I want to learn. I think it's good. It's good to have this insatiable desire, to, how it's called. It's not striving for more. I forgot the word actually, but alright, put it in this way. This desire to strive for more knowledge is probably good. I even have a list of 20 things that I could do in my spare time. I just need to get my spare time, or I need to manage my time better, because sometimes low-key I feel that I'm overwhelmed, and I should put down all the stuff that I'm supposed to get done, prioritize it differently, and put all my energy, all my focus executing one task, then another, third, fourth one, and so on. Because otherwise, when I keep everything in my mind, I keep forgetting the words. Why the hell? Alright, it's never mind. So it keeps draining my energy when I keep everything in my mind instead of actually solving the stuff, Sort of procrastination probably, but well, it happens. All right, basically that's it. That's it now. It's 10:30 p.m., so I should go to sleep right away and wake up at least at 6:30. Yeah, it would be nice. All right, so without being said, see you in the next one.